Alrighty, this will be a video on how to make a quick Periaktoi using materials that I bought from a local hardware store, which for me it's Menards. My goal is for this to be 3 feet on all sides, and I double checked the measurements. They are 3 feet. For me, it ended up I'm measuring like 31.5 inches. It's supposed to be little bit over 31 inches, but for me it was 31.5. If you want to be way more accurate, you can probably do some better math and better measuring, but that is the goal for this. Some of the tools that I am using is a speed square. And for those of you that have never used a speed square, put it on your pivot point. This is not where I started. Now this is 90 degrees. So if I want to make it 60 degrees, I want to align the edge with this to 30. So keep pivoting. There, right there. That is 30. That's 30 degrees. 90 minus 30 is 60 degrees. And so every angle should be 60 degrees on this to make the perfect isosceles triangle. By the way, the next step that I'm going to do after I kind of measured everything, double checked everything, I'm going to take this through the table saw, and I'm going to rip it at 31.5 inches. Again, it probably should be a little bit less, but we'll live with it. And that's the next step, so that I can use these to make strips with. And then this one, I'll get 4 Periaktoi triangles with them. So I just finished ripping and cutting all these. I have 4 triangles. They're all pretty even. You can see 3 feet. It's not that much, right? 3 feet wide. It's really not that wide, but it'll be perfect for what we need. There's just 2 extra pieces of scrap wood plus the long piece. And I'll be able to use this now as a template for the next one to make them all more even. All right, let me show you the next step. So what I did is that I took a 1x4, and I don't know if you can tell, but right here, it's cut. Cut it with a table saw, set to 30 degrees. And so then when I cut the 1x4, you can see that the bottom of it lines up perfectly with the triangle, because it's 60 degrees, right? So 90 degrees minus 30 is 60 degrees. And so then I can then trace this out for the middle pieces, for the supports, so that I can make sure that the middle supports have this notch out for them. So you can see here I traced out the 1x4s. So this is what I'll cut for the middle supports. And you can take a circular saw, overcut a little bit, or what I'll probably will just do, I'll use a hand saw. There's another type of saw you can use that goes up and down like a jigsaw. Whatever works for you, just to cut out that piece without damaging too much. All right, I promise I did not skip a bunch of steps. So once I cut out these middle pieces, I laid them out, and I loosely just screwed it all back together. And something that I will still need to do, like I said, I loosely just used a few screws. I believe the screws that I used were 1 3/4. I'm thinking that I might go back in and I might cut some of this weight out that's not needed to make it a little bit lighter, especially in the top, not that top. You can see here, it's mostly level, not perfect. This one is pretty good right here. And overall, not terrible for my first Periaktoi. The next thing that I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna make a holder for a 5-gallon bucket here for sand so that I can really weigh down the bottom. And then what I'm doing, because I need to move them from place to place easily for my scenes, is that these caster wheels, they all swivel and they all have locking brakes on them. It's a little more expensive, but it makes it easier for me to move the entire structure. And I have 3 sides.